going to happen, and we're not going to be able to stop it. And I'm going to tell you what it is. When I was laying in the bed last night, first thing I saw, how they were automatically considering enrolling men 18 through 26 for the draft. What kind of draft? Football draft, Gina? No. We're talking about the military draft. And they wanted to also, they were floating also an idea of requiring women to register to vote too. Now, this is something that's been on the table. I mentioned this a while back. This is something that's been on the table for years. Charles Rangel tried to get it on the table, but they never did bring it to the floor to vote. And I'm sure you saw it in the news where they want to implement that. Hello there, Heather. They're going to vote on it. It's already in the House, automatic enrollment. And when they were doing that thing, but it wasn't going to be for immigrants. No, immigrants don't have to. It's just the American citizens. Oh my God, that is a massive. What on earth is that thing doing out? Okay, well, you heard me talking about you. You are, I think you're massive. I think that thing over there is massive. We're talking about a military draft. Good morning. Let me get my coffee because I do have a few moments. And so got it going on. That's right. Hold on. I'm going to get my coffee. Where's my coffee? It's lukewarm. Let me see it. Just let me warm this coffee up. Just for, because I don't want to drink it lukewarm because it is literally lukewarm. And I'm not a lukewarm person no more. I'm not. I am not. I'm gonna sit in Rosie's chair. I'm not a lukewarm person no more. But they are doing that, and then the Israeli has disbanded their war cabinet that was built back in whatever. Remember that? Totally dismantled it. And whenever they have a Netanyahu, when they have a war need, they're going to do smaller cabinets because I believe they got infiltrated. And then you got them threatening to use nuclear weapons. And then you got China. And something is going to, hold on, you all, you got to wait a minute. Gina, what are you doing? You got to wait a minute. All right, I'm back. And then we've got Netanyahu. Okay, yeah. See, now they've already started, let me tell you what they started to do. They're going to start shadow banning this channel again. That's fine. You go right ahead because if something's meant to get out, it's going to get out. Hello. Jimmy, you shouldn't be talking about that. Yeah, they want to draft the women too. Yeah, they do. They want to draft it. The snap elections and somewhere, what's it, Iran snap elections? Don't talk about elections, Gina. Okay, I'm not. No, it's within the military draft. This is great. What did I say? You only do that in case there's a national emergency. A national emergency, would they even do that to protect the country during a national emergency where there was not enough manpower? So it's for when there's not enough manpower. The world it's gonna change. It's gonna cascade. That's what it's gonna do. It's a cascading flow of events that are going to take place, and we're not going to be able to slow it down. You're not going to be able to stop it. It's going to literally be one after the other, as if people don't got enough going on in their lives. Hello, good morning. Um, we are all aligned, and you knew it. You got the love. Oh my goodness, good morning. Cleopatra. Um, it won't take very long. It was in September of 2018 is when the observatory thing shut down. And then they had a cascading thing of them shutting down. But next year's 2025 when the catastrophic mutating event is supposed to occur on the Earth. Catastrophic mutating event that will change our world forever. And they're ready for it. Um, I think it's around 6 something in the morning, but I don't know what I gotta do. And I gotta be at the funeral home this morning from 9, it's from 9 to 1, and then afterward, I don't know if I'll get there at 9 or not, but I gotta be there. Yeah. The Sagittarius. Oh, I thought you said Sagitt. Why am I seeing the word Sagitt? What month is Sagittarius? Is that December? Um, Empty Dan. Okay, see, we got the trolls. They think they're funny. Do, you're not funny. You don't got nothing better to do with your life than to share your morning with me. That didn't last too long now, did it? It did not last too long. Because you want to come on here and try to start trouble. Is what you want to try to do. It's not happening. It's not. Hello. Hello. Thank you, Carly, for your super chat. That will help my mom out a lot. It will. Because I'm going to put that toward, she could use it. I appreciate it. Yeah. They don't have anything better to do than to come on here and troll, but this world is just literally, that's just the mere thought of automatically enrolling somebody for the military draft. That's major, major, major red flags. Let me tell you why it's major red flags. Years ago, y'all, this is important too. Years ago, when my husband was in the military, I thought, I want to be on the draft board. I do. If there ever was something like that, I would be a fair person. I'm just telling you, I would be a very fair person. Because I understand what it's like for the men and women. And when I moved here, I looked into that. When I was in Hawaii, that military draft board, that military selective service system, there was nothing to the website, nothing. I have watched it over the years, and that was like 2001 all the way to here we are now, and it is nothing like it was in the beginning. And I put in to be on that military draft board. I did, and I was on it. But if there's never been a draft, I was on it for my county. In case you all did not know, I tried to get off of it. I did because I don't like war. I do not like war at all. I even sent a letter to try to get off it. It didn't do nothing. I don't know what happened. That's why this selective service, that is why it's so important to me when I'm on my radar's up to see if there's anything like that, because that they're gonna meet together. If there ever is a military draft, they're gonna set up the local draft boards. This is very serious. They got local draft boards for the vicinities where you're at. And don't think bad of me, you all. Please don't. I was it's a different world way back then, totally different. I knew that I could be fair, very fair, and understanding of people. And that's nowadays, this is something I don't take lightly. I don't want no war to break out. Nobody wants no war to break out, and I don't know what's coming. I have no idea what's coming. I don't like I don't like the idea that they're automatically enrolling people. Um, I never told nobody, Carly, honey. I didn't. I thought, who wants to think about that? See, this, just picture me back then. My husband's in the Air Force. I'm raising my family in the military with all the other military wives who have children and stuff. And I thought I could be a fair person. I really could. Because I know the military way of life, and I know how hard it is for the families when their husbands are sent somewhere TDY, or you got to go serve remote all by yourself. Yeah, I know what it's like for them personally. And to see that come up, that really bothers me. It does. And it would be televised. All of this stuff, if it would ever break out, everything is going to be televised completely. And I don't like war. I do not like war. And gosh, an emergency. If there was some kind of emergency, that means there's not enough um, manpower. No. Um, yeah, it's very hard. And look at the little baby. Rosie, honey, come sit with your mommy. Come on, you're a little girl. Rosie, will you come over here and say good morning, honey? You get out of that time. Where you going, Rosie? You just want to walk because you're a baby? Okay. Mm. The last thing you want on one of those types of boards, local boards, when you know you have your druthers, you don't want to go, you would be a conscientious objector. The last thing you'd want is to have a real concern and go to those boards and you have someone who is not um, no empathy, no sympathy, no nothing. They're a hardliner, and there is no excuse. And then boom, they no, you do not want that. You do not want something like that. That would be a great injustice because you would have your ears closed. Um, and what I remember from years ago when I took the initial training, are y'all over here? How's this? Um, Years ago when I did the training, what was I saying? I don't know. But I do know with these draft boards, anybody, as long as you lived in an area, and you could even be 18 years old and be on one. Could you imagine? You have a certain subset of people with a, well, let's just say they haven't fully matured within their being, and their mindset is a certain way, and you have your children, and they don't want to hear no, nothing. Anybody from any walk of life, could you, because that's how it is. They got local draft boards, local draft boards for your communities, the areas that you live in. Hey, Rosie, the counties. Then they got a national board over that, and then they got something else. It's all volunteer. Oh, I know what I was going to say. You all, this is important since they brought up that. Um, I don't even know why I brought this up. It's not a subject I like at all. But if it were to happen, These conscientious objectors and community service, they have implemented that too. Say a person doesn't want to go to war. Are y'all, let me ask something. Um, yeah, they don't. Do we need any moderator in here? Or do we got a moderator in here? Do we have anybody in here acting out of place? Because this is serious. This affects everybody. Are you talking inappropriate? You're doing some. Do we need any moderator on here? Um, why do we give up our men and women for a war? We got nothing good from it. No, we don't. We don't got nothing good from it. If they die, a lot of people die. If it's really terrible, I cannot imagine what would happen for them to even bring that up onto the floor. They must know something behind the scenes that they're not letting out. They're preparing for a major, major war, maybe a you know what attack. Um, and I'm sure they hope they're not doing it for an alien invasion. We're going to have an alien invasion, and we're going to have a military draft because the aliens are here and they're trying to take over the earth. Where they're already doing it. They're already trying to take over the earth, and we know how they're doing it. They're using any means possible to take over, and we know that there is something like a you know what happening too. This is why I'm in a sticky situation with that. You gotta choose your battles. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to sit on those boards because we have never had one except for a long, 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 long time ago. What I remember way back then, oh, hello, Susan B. What I remember way back then is you could have a conscientious objector. I don't like war, and you would be put to helping out the community. The community, you would be put to work doing things that were I don't know, being there for the elderlies. They would just you'd be dispersed doing stuff. You'd have to, like, if you didn't want to do that, then you'd have to do something to help people. That's what I remember reading. You'd have to do something because they wouldn't allow you to just sit there and do nothing. Because there wouldn't be no getting away with it. You know how people would go to nursing homes and visit people, or you're going to go out there on the streets and you're going to help to. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. I have not been on that website in years. But I tell you what, from 2001 to now, that website is totally built up, and I don't want to think about it. I don't. What type of national emergency? If it's either being attacked by another country, or they actively invade. Now this too. Hello. Oh, my hair feels so wild right now. Would you like to have the Chinese? Nothing against Chinese. Would you like to have an invading military on your land? Um, Trying to take over. Would you want them over here? I guess the theory is you don't let them come here, because if they come here, you're not going to be able to fend them off in a military force, and you would have to have more reinforcements. Somebody got themselves hidden. Yeah, don't come over here and play. This is a serious conversation. If they're literally thinking about automatically enrolling men age 18 to 26, this is a very serious conversation because something is in the air. To even put it on the House floor, and of course they've been wanting to put the women in there for equality. I may erase this video when I get through with it. You may go look for this video and this video may be gone, but this video may be important to understand the brevity of the situation that looks like it's playing out, that's going to play out. And it's not just this country, see. It was Israel also. They were going to start calling off the ultra-Orthodox Jews, calling them up too in a draft. And that is against their whatever. They were thinking of calling them up. And I think some other countries have started implementing it too. Calling up reserves and stuff. Something major is about to take place. And if it's not between the armies of this earth, what is it? Is it from something from up there? An invading force? Because we've got good up there. We truly do. There are good forces up there in that spiritual realm, in the other dimension. Good like aliens. And then there's bad. There are some bad ones that would come down, just like in the movies. You had that with the Star Wars documentary. The bad ones coming to take over. It's hard to tell. It is so hard to tell. No, I'm not going to let no bad enemies come, no bad aliens come here. We already got enough of them. Could you imagine a whole horde of them trying to take over the earth and put them under dominion? Have dominion over the whole earth, because they ain't going to have no sympathy. They don't like humans anyway. There's probably several races of bad aliens that cannot stand human life forms. There is a lot of good spiritual, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of spiritual warfare taking place, but there are a lot of entities inside of human bodies, and for the sake of it, I'm going to call them aliens. I'm going to call them demons. Bad aliens that can shapeshift. Bad demons and take over. You may have to fight that. You do fight that on a daily basis, some people in human form. You imagine them taking over the whole entire world using human bodies, just using you as the host, using human bodies as the host. They get inside the bodies and they take over. Like that. What are you doing? Okay, well, throw the spider outside. You can do it. He didn't smash it. He just threw it outside. Armor up. I got to get your armor on. And I don't want to find myself in the position sitting on a local draft board. I don't. Because I do not like war. I want peace on the earth. But there is a time for war and there's a time for peace. But if you don't like war, then why are you spiritually fighting in the spiritual realm? Because that's one battle I will not stop fighting. I will stand up for that. And the spiritual is now falling over into the physical realm. So I'm not going to say that I cannot have a blanket statement saying I don't like war, that I'm not for it, but I am standing up, and I am for standing up and fighting in the spiritual realm. You either stand up and fight in that spiritual realm or you will be overtaken. And you are strong enough to stand up and fight in that spiritual realm, which is spilt over into our very lives. Literally, there is an invading force out there, and it is ramping up. It's an invading spiritual force, and it's fair to say it's invading. It's fair to say that it is merciless, that it does not care. It shows no mercy at all. I was told that once in a comment. Wrath without mercy. Israeli Ghost Unit. That's the mindset of the spirit out there. Yeah. Whoever said that. And people are not themselves anymore. There's something happening with the people. There truly is. There's something happening on the inside with the people. They are changing. They are totally changing on the inside, and it's not for the better. They're like the host, and there's something that's gotten on the inside of them, and it's taken over them, is what's happening. These are the darkest before the light. Things are, yes, they are the darkest before the light. um you have to ask yourself, why did they do the movies the host? Oh, who's the host? Who is the host? Because they don't got no physical bodies. Is it the humans who are the hosts? Why are you flying around my hand? It's a mud dauber. It wants to just, I guess it wants something, but it's not going to get that something. You know why the birds sing in the morning? Because they didn't have to get up. That's kind of funny. Yeah. Um, your niece feels the energy dazzled. Yeah, there's something going on. Let me just do this, you all. There are going to be days that I'm going to have to stay down there with my mother where she's at to help her. And my YouTube videos will be different. They will. I won't have the high-speed internet like I have here at my mom's house. I like to get on my big computer and do those types of videos. I won't have it. I'll just have my cell phone, and you'll get what you get. You all get what you get. And yeah. How is my mother is she's holding it together right now. She has not had time to grieve, and she's almost at a breaking point. And I'm going to make sure my mother does not reach the breaking point. Her stress level is she's trying her best to keep it at bay. It is because it's not easy with the passing of your husband and everything else that's left behind. It's not, you got to deal with all the strings attached. There's lots of strings attached to everything. So she's a very, very, very strong woman. She's got the strength to stand. She raised me right. She raised me right. Yeah, there's more to Gina than what meets the eye. There is much more to my mother than what meets the eye. She's not a weak individual. She's a very strong, determined individual. And once she sets her mind to something, she don't change it. She does not change it. And nobody better make my mom upset. If you make my mom upset, that's all she wrote. You're going to feel the wrath of my mother. You will feel the wrath of my mother. And that's not an understatement. Especially what she's gone through right now. So I'm just trying to keep everything calm, because when you're dealing with situations like that, emotions with everybody, they go all over the place. You can't even draw a state. Well, you can kind of draw a straight line if you have the peace that passes all understanding, but that doesn't mean you ain't gonna have some little ups and downs in your line. It's just a given. Emotions get high and stuff during certain periods of people's life when you're under stress. And people say and do things that they normally don't do because they're under the influence of stress. That's how you have to look at it. You're under the influence of stress. You've just lost your loved one, and your emotions are not in sync right now. And it happens to the best of us. It does. Thank you for asking. Yeah. You just need someone there right now. Ripples in the pond. Ooh. After meeting Ken on your channel, used to say hello to him. Yeah. Yeah. Don't come on here and start your trolling, because we were not going to put up with it. We are not going to go. Here's how you have to look at this. God will equip a person with everything they need for their service on this earth. When you come over from the other side, before I formed you in your womb, I knew you. Formed you in the womb, I knew you. When it's all said and done, we will be known as we were known. We are all equipped for every single good work that we were sent here to do. All equipped. And there's other proverbs about the knowledge of men is like foolishness in the eyes of foolishness compared to the knowledge of God, the wisdom. And even if you think about the men in the biblical times, some of the apostles, they were very well spoken, and they asked the same question, more or less, well, what type of education did you have? They were very, very well spoken. It comes from the spiritual realm. It does. It's got a spiritual download. It's just like in the future, people will be able to have access to all the knowledge in the world, and they'll be very well spoken too through AI. The AI will be completely embedded within their being. They'll be very well spoken. Hey, Apple Brooks, honey. Yeah. Um. See, you see, the black. See, they want to try to start a race war on here. You're not doing it. They love it. That's the spirit that's out there. You better put your spiritual armor on. Put on the armor of God. You gotta be ready for them. And it's okay to be ready for them spiritually. That's right. Their pot, but somebody is steering the pot. That's what they're doing. They want war on this earth, but they don't want it in the spiritual realm. But that's just too bad, because that's where the majority of the battles take place, in the spiritual realm. It is. You got to have a host body here on earth. You do. You got to have a physical host on the earth for these spiritual entities out there to do the battle physically. We got to have a earthly vessel. And that's what we see. Earthly vessel. Um, we're human. Yeah, we're human. But there is a saying that we're not all human. We're not. There's not real humans. There's some who are not real. They are different species. They walk amongst us. Some can exist peacefully, and some have no intention of existing peacefully alongside humans. They have none. Some have no intention to peacefully exist among the spiritual. Some are hell-bent on trouble, strife, war with other humans. If you can infiltrate, infiltrate the population of a world, the countries and stuff, if they do that in military, let's think of this military-wise. You go in and you send your little plants and you infiltrate and you blend in. And when it comes time to conquer, well, you activate those sleeper cells is what you do. You infiltrate, and if it takes years and years and years to infiltrate in order to play out your war plan, because they do it all over, every country does it. That's what they do. And when the time comes, slowly but surely, see, they like to bring about change slowly but surely, because they wait for years and years and years. They're in no hurry because they have one end goal: infiltrate and take over. That's what we've got. It's happening, and same thing would happen in the movies with the aliens. Yeah, they just take over. They take over. They try to take over the Earth. They try to take over the planets. They sometimes do. They take over the whole entire planet and conquer the race of beings on that planet. The whole civilizations. Humans are no different. They're no different at all. When they got these species that use them as a living host, they're not different. Yeah, let me just flip it around. I will flip it around. You know, the birds are so pretty. They are. And that looks really pretty also, you all. Yeah, please give this video a thumbs up if you're watching. Oh, oh my goodness gracious. I'm probably going to have to get off here. It is beautiful. You're going to make it. I'm going to make it. You're all going to make it. And we're changing in the process. We're all changing on the inside, spiritually speaking. And hopefully it's for the better for a lot of you. You're changing from the better and you're getting stronger. Your eyes are opening. The veil has been lifted from your eyes. And you can see clearly now the rain is gone. Hopefully that's what's happening. You can see clearly now the rain is gone. And you don't got time for games because time is short. Time is extremely short. And time does not run the same way that time used to run. It doesn't. It's not waiting for us. And time has been hijacked. Really, it has. Totally hijacked by some not so nice entities out there. Yeah. Yeah, it is very, very precious. I am going to go, you all. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are, in any part of the world. I've already said too much. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. There won't be very many people who watch this video, so they won't hear everything I have to say. In some instances, that's probably good. For some, it is. Yeah. Thank you, moderators, and thank you all for your comments. Thank you for your prayers. It's greatly appreciated. And have a wonderful rest of your morning. Love you. Thank you, moderators.